Start. I didn't answer her. Not when my daughter called me a nobody in front of her friends. Not when my wife laughed and confirmed it, twisting the knife. Just temporary, she said, as if I were a rental car she'd used long enough. I didn't scream. I didn't defend myself. I packed my bag, zipped it closed, and left in silence. 30 minutes later, my phone lit up with messages. Not apologies, not concern, just instructions. Come get your tools. Don't bother coming back. Leave the keys. I smiled. For the first time in years, I smiled. I used to think family was unbreakable. I built my life around that idea. The clogged pipes, the leaking roofs, the midnight calls, I fixed them all. Not because I loved plumbing, but because I loved them. My wife, my daughter. Every dollar I earned, every meal I skipped was for them. When my daughter was small, she'd sit by my toolbox and hand me wrenches with her tiny fingers. "Daddy can fix anything," she'd say. That memory used to keep me warm. On my birthday, those words turned to ash. Looking back, the signs were there. My wife's phone tilted away from me at night. My daughter's sudden disdain, parroting phrases that weren't hers. Real men build empires. That was him, the restaurant owner, the polished fraud. He'd been in my house, feeding them dinners bought with money that smelled of grease and pride. But the revelation wasn't the affair. It was the laughter. The way they erased me, as if the years I carried them meant nothing. I wasn't betrayed by love. I was betrayed by memory. Revenge isn't rage. Rage is sloppy. Revenge is patient, precise. I started small, quiet. I still had access. Our shared bank accounts, the mortgage papers, the car titles. She thought I'd walk away with a duffel bag. She forgot I'd built the foundation under her feet. First, I documented. Photos of her with him, screenshots of her transfers, my daughter's mocking texts. Every betrayal archived. Evidence, not for a fight, but for the law. Second, I prepared my exit. I rerouted my direct deposit into a separate account she couldn't touch. I froze the joint one. The mortgage? Paid off by me alone, every installment traceable. The deed? In my name. She'd never bothered to check. Third, I let time work. The more they thought I'd vanished, the less careful they became. That was my gift to them, comfort. Nothing blinds people like security. Step 1, financial suffocation. Her credit cards declined one by one. Her account, frozen. The house she thought she owned? A letter arrived stating she was merely an occupant. Eviction notice, signed by me. Step 2, reputation. I sent my daughter's cruel words, the video of her mocking me, to her school counselor, her teachers, her closest friends. Teenagers devour each other when blood hits the water. She called me crying. I didn't answer. Step 3, exposure. At one of his restaurants, I requested a meeting with the health inspector. I delivered photos, rats behind the kitchen, spoiled meat in storage. Evidence I'd gathered on quiet nights when he thought I was gone. He lost 2 of his locations in a week. Investors pulled out of the third. Step 4, the strike. Divorce papers served with evidence of infidelity, financial misconduct, neglect. My lawyer grinned. She had no defense. Everything she thought was hers unraveled in front of her. It came on a Saturday morning. They were moving boxes from the house into his car when I arrived. She froze, hair tied back, no makeup, rage twisting her mouth. My daughter stood behind her, eyes swollen from tears. He leaned on the car, arms crossed, pretending not to be afraid. "You think you've won?" she hissed. I didn't answer. I pulled the deed from my jacket and held it up. My name, not hers, never hers. "You're trespassing," I said calmly. "Leave the keys." She screamed. My daughter begged. He tried to posture. None of it mattered. Neighbors gathered, whispering. The empire of appearances collapsed in real time. For once, I was silent, and they were the spectacle. Within weeks, she was living in a rented apartment, working double shifts to cover legal fees. He was bankrupt, blacklisted, abandoned by his partners. My daughter stopped calling me nobody. Now, in her messages, she wrote, Dad, can we talk? I didn't reply. Not yet. Sometimes, late at night, I replay that birthday scene in my mind. The laughter, the cruelty. It doesn't hurt anymore. It fuels me. They thought I was temporary, disposable, a man measured by the pipes he fixed. But I built more than homes. I built patience. I built strategy. I built silence sharp enough to cut through their arrogance. They wanted me gone. I gave them exactly that. But not before I left them standing in the rubble of everything they thought permanent. I am not temporary. I am the man who outlasted them.